Hey guys, this is Tom Cooke live from New York. It's Friday night. We got a Battle Royale playoff game. First round between Dan Warren's Honolulu Hammerheads, who were 13-3 and the number 1 seed, and Joe Golden's Jersey Rebels. This is Battle Royale. I think I'm good to go here. Oh, yes, indeedy. And this should be a good one. Battle Royale. Oh, I need to drink something. Battle Royale is one of Dennis Crowley's babies. It's a Strat Football league that is run every year in the spring. And it's a unique league where it's a single season draft, and you draft one position group from each NFL team. So, for example, with your pick, you could take the Seattle secondary or the Eagles linebackers or the Dallas offensive line or something like that. And usually you have about 16 or 17 coaches or so. I think we had 17 this year. And we played a 16-game schedule. You play everyone once. If you go 9-7 or better, you make the playoffs. 8 teams made the playoffs. Dan was the number 1 seed, 13-3. Joe was tied for, whatever. A few guys are 9-7. He was one of the 9-7 teams, number 8 seed. But I was looking over the teams, and Hammerheads were number 1 in fewest points allowed, 243 points allowed. But Jersey had 272 allowed, which is about 4th best in the league, it looks like, and only 29 points off. And then Jersey scored 338, Honolulu scored 347. So not a huge difference in the points scored, points against. I mean, Dan was dominating the league, but this league, single season draft, all the teams are usually at least pretty good. And you can't say that there's any easy games or things like that, even though some teams struggle and don't do that well, and there's certainly teams that are better than others. If I recall correctly, Dan had the number 7 pick overall and got the Seattle secondary, which is ridiculous to get that pick that late. Based upon my math, I think Seattle was supposed to be one of the top 2 picks. I didn't have a problem in the Buffalo defensive line, which Rick Byron's took first overall, because of the tremendous pass rush along with the great run defense, giving you a chance at an excellent run defense. But for me, I would have taken Seattle or Aaron Rodgers with one of the top 2 picks. I don't have a problem with Buffalo being in that conversation. But boy, I wish these guys. I told you guys, give me 60 seconds and then start. Now they're asking me if I'm ready, which means I have to stop my broadcast to type in that I'm ready, which I really don't want to do. And I have no choice, it looks like. I'm sure. So as soon as I pause the mute the mic, I'm sure they're going to kick off. I'm going to miss the kickoff. Let's see what happens. One moment, guys. And here comes the kick. Sure enough, I miss it. Goes 8 yards deep into the end zone. It's Joe kicked off. I don't know who won the toss. And Dan's going to take it out with Jeremy Ross, who's okay. 6 is 24 yards, 2 is 41 yards. But Joe's got Sebastian Janikowski kicking, and plus 52, plus 50. So I think by the math, it's kind of a close call whether or not you should take it out under those circumstances. I need to lower my game volume. Now, I like Dan in this game, unless Joe gets a big return, which he might. He has 2 very good returners, meaning like a touchdown type of return. Dan's got Joe Flacco, a quarterback, workman-like card. Off tackle draw, Terrence West left. Terrence West has an excellent card as an inside runner this year. Gets a nose tackle 4 plus 9. It's a 4-yard gain. Both of these teams have good defensive card, literally. against both the run and the pass. You get your draft league defensive cards assigned by the points of your defense. They don't have pass rush on the front line, but very good run ratings. Joe goes 4.66 on his front line. That's the Baltimore Ravens front line. He's got the Houston Texans linebacking core and the Denver Broncos secondary, so corner sixes. Dan's got Terrence West. He's got the Cleveland Browns running backs, and Isaiah Crowell does not have that bad a card. He's in the draw to West to the right. Only one linebacker back there. Now, Joe may be trying to let Terrence West fatigue himself out. I think he's only got about only 2 yards for that time for West on his own card. Only has 17 healthy carries, so he's already down to 15. Dan's going to have to mix in Isaiah Crowell at times. Dan's got a pretty decent run blocking line. I think that might be the difference in this game. Joe's got Jonathan Stewart in the backfield, very fine card, but he's got a terrible run blocking line, all zeros and fours basically. 3rd and 4, Terrence West is in the backfield once again. Dan's got Calvin Johnson and Golden Tate at receiver. Greg Olson is the tight end. Off tackle right, Terrence West, no linebackers there. Nose tackle is a 6. And it's 8 plus with the box. That's plus 8 with the box, an 18-yard gain. Terrence West has a very fine linebacker off tackle card this year, right and wrong. Off tackle's got short gains on 6 and 7. And he has been tearing it up in all the leagues. He only has 17 FT carries, but he pops up on a lot of teams, getting well over 1,000 yards rushing with usually a very good average. Gained about 1,200 with a 4.9 for Dan, with the 17 carry limitation with running back fatigue. And the line with Terrence West, defense calls pass, but there's 2 linebackers in zone. It pops a 6, short gain in West's card. West just has very positive, very solid yards up and down the card. I have called him this year's Josh McCown as a running back, the running back version of Josh McCown. Not quite that impactful as McCown's card was last year, but West has a surprisingly good card considering the season he had. And he's been tearing it up in all leagues. Not leading the league in rushing, but he's been very effective. And a lot of the top teams, the winning teams, seem to have him on their team. Off tackle left to Terrence West, one linebacker in there. Joe's getting past every time. He wants to tire out Terrence West. Linebacker zone -2 or +3. It's a 3-yard gain. As Mike Muhammad, the inside linebacker for Jersey Joe, is only a 4 against the run. We do play with the split defensive ratings. That's Strat brought in. I think this is the first year of them. Feels like it's so long ago. It's almost July that we were reading about them and looking at them for the first time, but I'm pretty sure this is the first year of them. It seems like it's already been for a few seasons. Short pass Ed Dixon, who is single covered by a 4. And intercepted 2-6. It's picked off at the Jersey 28, the first pass attempt of the game, I believe, for Honolulu. And bad luck there. A nice 15-yard return by Brooks Reed, the linebacker in coverage on the blocking back Ed Dixon. So Honolulu was at the Jersey 43 at 2nd and 7. Short pass right on Flacco was picked off 2-6. Honolulu excelled in not allowing turnovers this year. I think they allowed about 13 turnovers. I should say I think they turned the ball over about 13 times. And I looked briefly at their stats. I think they were about +14 or 15 in turnovers on the season. Actually only outgained the opposition by about 400 yards. Which is very surprising for a team that was 13-3. You go 13-3 in Battle Royale. It's a tremendous season because it's a single-season draft, and there's a lot of very good coaches in this league. A great roster of coaches. Off tackle left Jonathan Stewart for Jersey Joe at his own 42. Defensive nose tackle +4 or +9. Benny Logan is a 5 and makes the play. Now Honolulu's got the Eagles defensive line, which has no pass rush, but it's 5.56. He's got the Eagles linebackers, which go 5.4, 6.4 with some good pass rush on the outside. Connor Bowen, of course, is great. He's got the Seattle secondary, all 6s except for the right corner 4. Jersey Joe's got Alex Smith, the quarterback. He's got the Carolina running back. So Jonathan Smith and D'Angelo Williams. D'Angelo Williams not a very good card. Off tackle left, Gus Wrong. That's 9 yards. Actually, not that bad, Gus Wrong. Better than I recalled, or better than I thought. I think I may have dismissed him because of about a 3.5 rushing average. But 2 carries for Jersey Joe, and he's across midfield after taking over his own 42. First possession for the Rebels. They got the interception on Honolulu's first drive. Flat pass right, Julius Thomas. Defense guesses run. Defender -1 and +3. That's Ken Chancellor, who makes all the plays. Is probably a 66, but we don't play FPR in this league. This league plays old school 1980s Strat Football rules. old-fashioned rule set. Second and 11. If you played Strat in the 1980s, this is what you played. Except they have running back fatigue. We didn't have that back then. Jonathan Stewart's in the backfield. You see all the zeros. This offensive line has some decent pass blocking. Off tackle right for Jonathan Stewart. There is one linebacker there. 11 on Stewart's card is a 6-yard gain. And Joe will face his first third down of the game. 3rd and 5 Rebels at the Honolulu 40. He's got Janikowski. I think he kicks it only out to about the 30 to 39. This is an old-fashioned rule set. So you don't take as many chances in the kicking game. The field position matters more. You can play more defense than you do in modern Strat with the dump-offs and the disappearing linebacker. We don't have any of those rules in this league. It's a 3-wide set for Joe. Joe's a draw play to Jonathan Stewart. There's one linebacker behind. Blocking back +3 or +1. That's only a 1-yard gain, as there was no blocking back in the formation. And Joe faces 4th and 4 at the Honolulu 39. He's got to decide what to do. He's going to go for it. He's in no man's land. It would be only a 2-6 field goal from Janikowski, who can attempt it from the 33 to the 40. Joe goes with 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, 1 running back. He's got Julius Thomas and Scott Chandler as his tight ends. It's a nice combo. And he's got the Buffalo receivers, but he's got Randall Cobb from drafting the Green Bay return unit. So he's got a bunch of different guys in the field here, but Sammy Watkins and Randall Cobb are your wideouts with Julius Thomas and Scott Chandler. The tight end is Jonathan Stewart, the only back. Now, the Eagle linebackers, I think, are actually pretty decent in the run as well. Joe taking a long time to decide what to do here against the number 1 defense in the league. Honolulu goes short yardage. I didn't see the offensive play call. The computer game does that sometimes when you're calling a game or spectating the game, I should say. They're really taking their time here. I suspect that I am on some kind of a delay here or a glitch. I'm going to turn off my animation. That might get me up to speed. It's a short pass to Sammy Watkins. Defense gets his run. Defender makes a long gain. Richard Sherman is a 6. Pass is incomplete. It was a wide dive 4. So even if Joe had thrown at the 4 in that Seattle secondary, it would have been incomplete, and he would have been very angry. So 1st and 10, Honolulu. Now Terrence West's already down to about 13 healthy carries. I'd like to see some Isaiah Crowell sprinkled in here. It's hard to throw the ball into these guess-right defenses with no dump-off, and they're good against the pass. Short pass, Calvin Johnson. Defense gets the pass, 1 blitz. Both wide receivers covered by 6 is incomplete on Flacco's card. No pass rush threat, really, certainly from the down lineman for either team. Honolulu does have some good blitzing outside linebackers. Most notably, Connor Barwin is a 12 with a 7 asterisk, and even Trent Cole is an 11. And Jersey has the inferior line, to be sure. So Honolulu doesn't really need to fear interceptions. They have to use Crow if they're going to run the whole game, especially if he's got more time of possession, because West doesn't have enough carries. Crow's not too bad. Defense goes nickel 3-3-5 on 2nd and 10. I believe that's illegal on 1st or 2nd down. Let's see if Dan calls it to Joe's attention. I will not interfere here. It's a playoff game. And Dan does not mention anything. Flat pass right to Calvin Johnson. Defense gets his pass. The linebacker 4 is there. Picked off 2 to 4, and Flacco's card is incomplete. 3rd and 10, Honolulu. These are 2 pretty good defensive teams. It's interesting in this league. Nathan Baylor and I were posting in the SOMIFA forum on the value of pass rush. Defense goes nickel 3-3-5, 3rd and 10 offense. Blocking back 1 halfback. There's Isaiah Crowell in the game now. 3rd down, though. Halfway through the first quarter, flat pass right to Calvin Johnson. The linebacker 4 is there again. Dan needs a 3 on his own card or a 5 or a 6-7. He gets the receiver guess right. 6 would have been 10 yards, and maybe that's another reason why he threw it to Calvin there, but it's a 6-yard pickup. So 4th and 4 for Honolulu at their own 45. Andy Lee comes on to punt. The opponent punt return section Well, I know for Joe it's not good. I think Dan's special team coverage is fine. And he gets a 48-yard punt. He goes for the coffin corner. So it's a 37-yarder. He did that to keep the ball away from Micah Hyde. Joe's got Micah Hyde returning the punt with a touchdown on 4. And a good card, I think, all around. And Omar Bolden as a number one kick returner. But we were talking about, well, I'd like to get into that a little bit because it's interesting strat football talk and philosophy. Is a play action pass to Julius Thomas Foreman there. 2 on Alex Smith's guard is complete for a 16-yard gain. Now Smith, look at that short pass wrong card. 2 to 6, 9 and 10 to 7 and 12 are incomplete. But still, that's 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, 22 short pass wrong units. It looks like more than that because the 7's incomplete. But Smith has got a pretty fine card all around. Not the best deep. He can run it. Must run or end run. Short pass Scott Chandler being double teamed by Earl Thomas. There's an incompletion. And it would have been complete on single coverage. So shrewd pickup by Dan there. And you see Dan's got the Seattle secondary with all 6s. He's got a left outside linebacker 5. So all he worries about is the right linebacker 4 and his right corner 4. So he can double and only has to worry about one guy being covered man-to-man by a 4. Flat pass left to Jonathan Stewart. Defense against his run. And it's a short gain in Alex Smith's card for 19 yards. A big pickup. Would have been a short gain right or wrong on 3. Virtually every quarterback in the set has that short gain right and wrong. Short pass Scott Chandler. Single coverage on a 4. Picked off 2 to 5, 11 and 12. Incomplete. Against Dan's good pass defense. Against a average pass defense, that would have been incompletion for a first down. With 4 men in zone, it would have been picked off. Second down and 10 for Jersey Joe. As Joe's calling the plays fast. 4:48 to go in the first quarter. Linebacker Jonathan Stewart. No linebackers there. And only one linebacker behind. And Joe hits 8 with the box. At 6 plus the double boxes makes it a 16-yard pickup. Jonathan Stewart up the middle. And Joe's got a first down at the Honolulu 31. Both of these guys are running the ball inside a little bit. Joe's mixing it up a lot. Some off tackle, some flat pass, some short pass. We saw the linebacker there. There's another linebacker to Stewart. This time gets right. Stewart gains 4 yards. Stewart's a very fine card. Well, he had a couple of down years, but his first maybe 3 or 4 strat cards were excellent. And he got another very fine strat card this year. Should have another very fine strat card next year. I traded him in SSFA, though, as part of my fire sale. 2nd and 6 for the Rebels at the Honolulu 27. Points will be at a premium in this matchup with these good defensive teams who did a great job in the regular season. It's both top 4 and fewest points allowed. And short pass Julius Thomas Foreman there. 2 guys blitzing. 3 is complete. 10 yards for Alex Smith and a first down. Jersey's at the Honolulu 17. And Dan's going to show blitz. Dan, an advocate of rushing the passer heavily. Although this team only generated 19 sacks. But in this rule set, you don't have to rush the passer as much as in a modern game because there's no dump-offs. You're not going to get killed by the dump-off. Short pass Randall Cobb. There is no blitz. 9's incompleted Alex Smith's card. But Nathan and I were having a discussion about the importance of pass rush. I do tend to underestimate it. He pointed that, and I agree with him on that. Dan shows blitz again. 2nd down and 10. He's only got the 2 outside linebackers that can really bring it, though. Flat pass right to Julius Thomas. The guy there is a 6. 3 on Alex Smith's card. Short gain. Gets right again. 15-yard pickup. And all of a sudden, Jersey's got first and goal at the Honolulu 2. 2:06 to go. Rebels trying to get in the end zone. They go full house double tight end with Jonathan Stewart, D'Angelo Williams, and Virgil Green. Almost certainly going to run the ball straight ahead here, even with his weak blocking. We're risking an interception. Defense showing blitz. Linebacker Jonathan Stewart. Defense keying elsewhere. Blocking back +1. Virgil Green is a 6. Unaided. He's a 6 just naturally. And it'll be 2nd and goal at the 1. Honolulu wants that goal line stand here. Desperate to keep Jersey out of the end zone. Points will be at a premium this game. Well, they should be. You never know what will happen. And here's a line with D'Angelo Williams. Defense king elsewhere. Offensive center 5-0. He's only a 4. No gain. 3rd and goal from the 1. The interior line for Jersey is 4-0-0. As a matter of fact, the whole line has got a 5 left tackle. Otherwise, 4-0-0-4 left to right. So even with the bump, you're talking about a left guard 5, a center right guard 4. And these guys need to make blocks with 2 men in zone because you lose a yard or get no yards. Look at this. 5-7-9. So let's see if Joe goes for the line book again, tries to get that one precious yard. 3rd and goal from the 1. Linebacker Alex Smith. Defense calls run. 2-7 touchdown. 6 is a touchdown for Alex Smith. A 1-yarder on 3rd and goal from the 1. Honolulu made a good stand at 1st and 2nd, but could not hold the Rebels out of the end zone. And if Janikowski makes the extra point, which he does, he's 2-12. It needed all of those numbers, as that was a 12. It is 7-0 Jersey. The kickoff goes down to the 12. It looks like a squib kickoff. And Honolulu gets a 6-yard return up to the 18. I have to admit to not being fully familiar with the squib kickoff rules. I don't know why the opponent kick return is nerfed down to +30, but we need to talk to Strat about that. Long pass, Golden Tate. Defense getting pass. One guy there, incomplete on Joe Flacco's card. Just missing the long game. Flacco is 3 and 9 complete, and a must run on 5. Not the greatest must run in the world, not the worst, but, fairly pedestrian, shall we say. And Dan's going to have to use Isaiah Crowell on 1st and 2nd down if he wants to generate a running game in this matchup tonight. He's already down 7-0. Draw play, Terrence West to the right. Defense guessing pass. Blocking back +6 or 4. 4-yard gain for West. I mean, West will get his yardage wrong. That's not the problem. Problem is going to run out of carries. And also the problem could be that in trying to save his carries, he's going to throw more than he would like. And Joe's guessing pass every play and has a good pass defense. Already has an interception. 3rd and 6 for Honolulu at their own 22. Short pass, Golden Tate. Only 3 men there. I don't like that call. He's covered by 6. Defender extra short gain. Chris Harris makes the play. Double barrel 6s. You have to like that. Corner 6s can really help. It doesn't seem like it at times, but by my math, they do. Especially with no dump off. And here's the punt from his own 22. It's a 47-yard punt down to the 31. Looks like Micah Hyde will have a chance at this one. And Hyde rolls the big number. There it is. 4. Touchdown, Micah Hyde. Oh, Nelly. Let me tell you about Micah Hyde, a 69-yard touchdown after the punt, making it 14-0 Jersey Rebels. And Honolulu is stunned. You don't want to punt out of bounds every single time. So, and the guys tend to return them anyway. Sometimes. So it's sort of like damned if you do, damned if you don't in that spot. And that was going to be a big advantage for Jersey coming in as a return game. As I say that, Jersey gets a squib kickoff to the 17 that gets returned 30 yards to the 47. So maybe the squib strategy isn't going to work that great either. I don't know. He's trying to do something to deal with Janikowski, 7, 8, and 12 plus 52 plus 50 plus 36. And as we say that, on 1st and 10 for Honolulu, Terrence West gains 7 yards on a block from Kelvin Meacham. And Honolulu is in Jersey territory. And we're in the second quarter, 13 minutes to go before the half. 2nd down and 3, Honolulu at the Jersey 46. Only 10 unfatigued carries left for Terrence West. Flat pass left to Golden Tate, covered by 4. And that's bad luck for Honolulu. Gets receiver against right. -2 on a wide receiver on the 3. And that pushes him back into a run containment situation. 3rd and 5 from the Jersey 48. Joe, I believe, made the Battle Royale finals one of these seasons. I think he made the Super Bowl and lost. Barely made the playoffs, 9-7, won 4 of his last 5. Had off to a very slow start this year. Maybe he was maligning his fortune, as he had other teams that were all rebuilding. And Battle Royale team, he needed to do some winning. Short pass at Dixon, single coverage by a 4. 3-minute zone on 3rd and 5. Flacco needs a key completion here. He has to earn it, does not get it. 6 is incomplete on Flacco's card. He's got 14 units short pass right. It's okay. And on 4th and 5 from the 48, Honolulu will punt it We're sure they'll go out of bounds from this distance with the dangerous hide back there. A spectator has joined. Could be Dennis Crowley. I don't know. And this punt looks like it is down to the 6, and Joe decides to return it. Feeling his oats with Hyde. There was a long gain on 12 of the defense as well, and Hyde called for a fair catch. Did not like his options there. 1st and 10 from his own 6 for Jersey. Defense shows blitz. It's a blocking back formation, but Scott Chandler is the blocking back. Off tackle left for Jonathan Stewart. Gets a short gain on 7. That's a 13 yards and a first down for Stewart. We are 4 minutes into the second quarter. Jersey leading 14-0. They had a good drive, a couple of flat pass short gains, including one on right. Off tackle left for Jonathan Stewart. Blocking back -1. Scott Chandler could not make the block. More of a receiving tight end. He's only a 4 as a blocker. And then was Micah Hyde returning a punt 69 yards for a touchdown. You love that instant offense or instant scoring when you're in a game in this old set where the rule set is defensive, and you got 2 defensive-minded teams out there tonight. So Jonathan Stewart with 8 carries for 44 yards already, even after that -1. Second 11 Jersey, short pass Sammy Watkins, full house blitz for Honolulu, but to no avail as the D does not come up, and it is complete on Alex Smith's card, 4 for 13 yards and a first down, and Jersey's got the ball at their own 31, moving out from the shadow of their own end zone. Smith 6 of 10 for 72 yards. The rookie Watkins' first catch of the game. Flat pass right, Julius Thomas, defender -4. Cam Chancellor says, yes, I am a defender, 6, and smashes Thomas for a 4-yard loss to make it second down and 14. Julius Thomas with 5 receptions for 36 yards early in the second quarter, 5 of the 7 completions. So we have to watch for that. But there are 4s on the other side that you need to worry about, so don't worry too much about Julius Thomas. Short pass to Julius Thomas, as I say that. 3-minute zone, defender extra +12. This Cam making a second great play in a row. Probable future Hall of Famer, I would think. If he plays long enough. And I think he'll get a couple more top years in there. And such a pivotal part of it. All 3 of those guys will probably make the Hall of Fame, I'd imagine. Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, and Richard Sherman. 3rd and 14, maybe early to say. For Cam, maybe. Long pass Sammy Watkins. There's nobody back there, but he killed by 6. Gets a receiver dot, and it's complete. 33 yards at a first down as Honolulu was showing blitz on 3rd and 14, despite not really having a great pass rush, and it really killed them right there. As 1st and 10 Jersey, and Jersey, it's a fumbled snap, no, a sack fumble. Just as I mentioned, they're not having a great pass rush. What happened here? So Alex Smith takes the snap, and Alex Smith fumbles the ball. But now it's 2nd and 18. I thought those were generally two-yard plays. I don't see anyone trying to advance it. Advance the ball, no. So I'll just have to trust the Strat gods in this one. It's 2nd and 18 for Jersey at the Honolulu 48. Midway through the second quarter. End run right, Alex Smith's got an excellent card. Defensive is good there, though. He gets the dreaded 5, no yards. The card not as good as I thought. It's fine. Very good. 3, 6, 7 short gains and yardage of 5, 6, 9. I thought it was a little better. You need a 12 to get the 21-yarder. I thought he had like a 10 plus 23 or something. Like these running backs sometimes get a very good running card next year. And he has a fine running card this year. Very good must-run card, that's for sure. So it'll be 3rd and 18 for Jersey at the Honolulu 48 as they lead 14-0. Jersey's going 4 wide, 1 halfback. Shotgun formation. We have a lengthy delay here. Dime 326. I think you'd want to see something safe from Jersey here. Looking past Sammy Watkins, nobody there. He gets 11 on defense for 13 yards. Sends him a 4th and 5 to Honolulu 35. He could try a 2-6 field goal. He could try an out-of-bounds punt, which would probably end up being a touchback, or he could go for it, but there's run containment. I think we'll see him go for it. I don't think he wants to try the field goal and miss it and then give Honolulu good field position at his own 42 on only a 2-6 chance for the 3 points. So he's going to go for it. 4 wide, 1 halfback on 4th and 5. 6:36 to go in the first half. Now, Dan, when he goes to a nickel or dime formation, he has Earl Thomas covering the third receiver. So you've got 3 receivers covered by 6s. Randall Cobb covered by a 4, but he's likely to get a lot of attention from the free safety 0. Jonathan Stewart also covered by a 4. Could see a draw play, but not with this blocking, I don't think. You don't want to do that. Middle linebacker is a 4 against the run. Michael Kendricks. 6 against the pass. It's a flat pass right to Scott Chandler. He's got good yardage on his card. It's a tight end type. He's covered by a 6. The receiver gets right, +7. Just what Joe needed. Something on Alex Smith's card. He converts a huge 4th and 5 with 6:36 to go. Now it's down to 6 minutes left, and now he's in normal field goal range. As long as there's no sack or turnover, he's got a chance to make this a 17-0 game with a good defensive team. And the other guy's only good running back is down to about 9 healthy carries. This is a key sequence here. Linebacker Jonathan Stewart, 1 linebacker there. Stewart loses a yard, making it 2nd and 11. Dan is not one to fold his tent too quickly, though. He will certainly fight and try to make something happen here in this game. So you had Keith Keenum last year, and the Samifa playoffs, they won a game after Aaron Rodgers got hurt. He was leading 17-0 when Aaron Rodgers got hurt late first quarter against a very good opponent. And that Samifa team that Dan had was pretty much Aaron Rodgers and nothing else. He had a good pass rush, too, which Nathan would point out to me because they actually played pretty good defense. It looked like a terrible defense, but had a really good pass rush. 3rd and 4 for Jersey at the Honolulu 22. And short pass, Randall Cobb, defense against his run. They do have 4 guys there. A receiver on Alex Smith's card is complete for 12 yards and a first down. And Jersey's down to the Honolulu 10. And they might be thinking, well, not might be, I'm sure they're thinking touchdown now. Let's see how aggressively he goes for this touchdown. Defense showing blitz. Jonathan Stewart, I think it was a 0-5. Jonathan Stewart is a 0-5. So some chance of picking up the safety blitz. They don't blitz. Flat pass left, Julius Thomas to the linebacker 4. Picked off 2 to 5, 11 and 12. Incomplete. That could have turned around this game. A flat pass interception late in the first half. Shades of Jack Squirrick for the Raiders against the Redskins in the Super Bowl 1983 regular season. 2nd and goal from the 10 for Jersey. Defense showing blitz again. 3:54 to go in the half. Rebels lead 14-0. Short pass, Julius Thomas. Defense gets his run. Receiver complete, 10 yards, touchdown. Julius Thomas, his 7th catch of the day. Alex Smith's first touchdown pass, 13 of 19 for 150 and a touchdown. So I think a very good game. And Jersey's about to go up 21-0 on the 13-3 Honolulu Hammerheads. And it's not looking good for the Hawaiians. The kick is a squib kick down to the 15. 30-yard return on the opponent kick return. Honolulu has the ball is all at their own 45. That Janikowski opponent kick return card. It's hurting the Rebels, but Honolulu has not been able to turn it into points so far. I mean, if you're giving up the ball at like the 45 and 47 yard line on these squib kicks on your card, you might as well kick it deep because his kick returners aren't that great. There's a Omar Bolden back there. Joe has him. Short pass, Golden Tate. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Tate covered by 6. Defender X incomplete. Chris Harris. Flacco 2 of 9 for 4 yards. We have seen the Jersey secondary shutting down the receivers for Honolulu on a couple of defender X readings. The defense goes nickel 3-3-5. It's the last 5 minutes of the half, so this is allowed, I believe. Linebacker draw to Terrence West. One linebacker behind. So offensive right guard +7 to +2. David DeCastro could not make the blocks. Only a 4 this year. Should be a 6 next year. I believe he made the Pro Bowl and maybe the All-Pro team. I think he made the All-Pro team. He's on my Samifa team. 3rd and 8. Honolulu at their own 47. 2:24 to go. West 8 carries, 54 yards. Only 9 unfatigued carries left. Defense goes 3-3-5. You might see a run here, and then Dan go for it on 4th and short. Short pass to Ed Dixon. Covered by a 4, 3 men there. 4 is incomplete on Flacco's card. And Dan's going to probably punt it, I would imagine. 2:06 to go in the first half. Jersey is now going to get the ball for the final 2 minutes of the half and also receives a kick to start the second half. And the booming punt goes to 45 yards, coffin corner, and it catches the corner. And it's out of bounds to the 8-yard line by Andy Lee, the Honolulu punter. And Jersey has 1st and 10 at their own 8, up 21-0. 2 minutes to go. They bring in D'Angelo Williams to save Jonathan Stewart's carries. Let's see if Dan looks for the run to try and stuff him out, and he does. Dan calls run, and Williams gains 1 yard. He does have a 24.5 individual fumble number on that guest right call with no men in zone. I'm not sure if the men in zone make a difference. I looked at that briefly before the BR draft, I believe. I think it's the right and wrong. It's really the only thing that makes a difference. Right, wrong, and keyed. 2nd and 9 for Jersey at their own 9. Honolulu calls timeout, hoping to get the ball back and get something going, maybe try a field goal before the half. That's how you have to play it. Flat pass right to Sammy Watkins at a linebacker 5, covered by a 6. 10 and Alex Smith's guard is 6 yards. Setting up 3rd and 3. The important thing is there is that the completion keeps the clock moving. I mean, of course, it's good to get the 6 yards, but Joe wants to run that clock, as Joe Namath famously said late in the 4th quarter of Super Bowl III. I think you know who won that one. Jets, Jets. And we haven't been back since. I was born the next year, not in my lifetime. Thank you. Looking past Julius Thomas, a 2-yard completion. And Daniel may use his last timeout, might not. It'll be 1:15 if he saves the timeout. He uses it, probably the right call. So 1:37 to go, 4th and 1. Joe will punt it. Dan does not have the return game that Joe has, but Joe's opponent coverage is not that great. I think +9, +12 was a long gain. And Joe gets a bad punt, 26 yards, but it takes a Jersey bounce and goes 6 yards. So a 32-yard net, not the worst thing in the world. Not the best either. And Honolulu will have 1st and 10 to Jersey, 49, 90 seconds to go in the half. And you've seen this before. I mean, Honolulu could get a touchdown here or something, and they're still down 21-0, but they got Terrence West in the backfield. Only 8 unfatigued carries. Short pass to Golden Tate, single coverage against a 6, as Joe doubles on Greg Olson, who's covered by a 4 or a 5. Might also be covered by a 6. TJ Ward, incomplete pass on Flacco's card, 2 of 11 for 4 yards. One of those completions was to Tate for a 2-yard loss. And that's a bad sign. I remember the other one. It was to Calvin Johnson for 6 yards. If you can remember all the offense's completions at halftime, it's usually not good for the offense. So the Sharks said he is a 4 for Denver. I think he's a 6 against the run. He's on my autumn win team, TJ Ward. I play in 4 keeper leagues and Battle Royale, but I may be retiring for a while from Battle Royale. We'll see. Flat pass right is there. Crowell. Linebacker's a 4, being covered by a 4. You use a 3 short gain like Joe got. Linebacker zone, extra short gain. That's complete. Brooks Reed, who has the interception against Flacco earlier in the game, is only a 4. That's a 13-yard completion from Flacco to Crowell. And Honolulu is at the Jersey 36. 1:15 to go. Touchdown, of course, would be huge. And Joe's doing whatever he can to guard against that. Phil Dawson is the Honolulu kicker. He's 2-7 from the 33 to 38. So that's pretty good. Only 2-8 from the 23 to 32, which is only okay. So it's interesting. With Honolulu already in long field goal range, defense goes blocking back. And run right Isaiah Crowell. That's what I'd like to see. Have to use Crowell on first and second down here. With Terrence West already down to single digits in number 2 carries. And it's this last minute drive of the half. Defensive end +2 or +7. The defensive end 4. Chris Canty, the veteran, could not make the play. 7-yard gain for Crowell, his first carry of the game. 2nd and 3 at the Jersey 29, 1:07 to go, as Isaiah was able to get out of bounds. Defense goes blocking back 3-3-5. I think we'll see Crowell run the ball again. Will it be an end run? Perhaps. Maybe a flat pass. It's a long pass, Golden Tate, but he's being double covered. So let's see what happens here. No pass rush, really, for Jersey Joe. Defender X is incomplete. Chris Harris, I think it's the 3rd Defender X on Chris Harris. There was also a double team, so overkill on the Jersey defense. As they got the incompletion from Harris and for the double team. Nothing Honolulu could do there. Tate was well covered. 3rd and 3, Honolulu. They go blocking back again. Isaiah Crowell in the backfield. Defense nickel 3-3-5 showing blitz. That is foolish or gutsy. We'll find out. Because there's not a lot of... He's trying to bait Dan to throwing it deep against the blitz. Maybe going to see some double coverage here. This will be interesting. Crowell, I think, kind of stinks on linebacker. So Dan was thinking, I'm going to run it off tackle and then run. If he runs it off tackle draw, the clock's going to move. Now, again, the computer game not showing me the offensive call here. Linebacker draw to Crowell. Offensive right guard +7 +2. Castro makes the block this time. 7-yard gain. And Honolulu spikes the ball instead of hurrying up. So 45 seconds left, but 2nd and 10. Defense nickel 3-3-5 showing blitz again. Joe's just like daring Dan. I want you to throw it deep into my 2-man in zone or into my flood of double coverage. And you have the corner 6s. So, and run right to Crow. No linebackers there. Offensive onside guard. David DeCastro playing like it's next year's rating. As the 4 makes the play again. 8-yard pickup. Now it's 3rd and 2, though. I probably would like to see Dan hurry up on the previous play instead of spiking the ball. Now he needs those 2 yards or nothing. On the other hand, it's 3rd and 2 from the 14, and he went 13 and 3, and I didn't make the playoffs, so there's always that to think about as I offer my advice. Unwanted, perhaps. 3rd and 2. And went right for Crowell. No linebackers there. The guy's a 4. Defensive end +1 or +5. 5-yard gain. So Crowell getting the job done in the last 90 seconds of the half with no timeouts. Defense guessing pass all the time. And now Honolulu has a 1st and goal at the Jersey 9. No timeouts left for the Hammerheads. And the automatic end run, no linebacker is not there for them here. As Jersey's likely to leave outside linebackers in the end run slot, or at least that one outside linebacker, certainly, to help the defensive end 4, Chris Canty, who's been having a hard time on this drive. Three wide, 1 fullback. Ed Dixon's the blocking back, more of a tight end. Defense showing blitz. I thought Dixon can pass block. Is a 0. Not sure if you want to show blitz. They want to double team because I don't see, especially inside the 10, you don't get the bump from the linebackers. I don't see much pass rush on this Jersey defensive line. Of course, he made the playoffs also, and I didn't. So there's more. The unwarranted advice, column, perhaps. And Joe double teams everybody and their brother. So short pass to Golden Tate, who was not double teamed. 3 double teams out there, but Dan picked one of the guys that was not double teamed, but he got an incomplete pass. There was a D, but 7 down to 0. No chance of a sack. 2nd and goal for the 9th. This is dangerous for Honolulu, actually. A sack, but probably in the half. Really cannot run the ball here, even with the out of bounds. Not likely to get the 9 yards. He goes blocking back, halfback shotgun with Terrence West. Taking away the off tackle for West, who has 6 and 7 short gain off tackle. I don't know if I like that. Defense goes 3-4, showing blitz again. West can block a little bit. He's a 3. He can also catch a little bit. He's a halfback. He has 4 units. On right, he's in my Samsa team. Well, also, when you have enough teams, almost everybody is on one of your teams. Short pass, Terrence West. 4 men in the zone. Picked off in the end zone. 7 yards deep. Jersey will probably try to return it because I think it'll be a touchback. They just take the touchback. And Honolulu, a carefully engineered and manufactured drive, starting at the Jersey 49 with 90 seconds left and no timeouts, running end runs with Isaiah Crowell, gets down to the 9. Only about 30 seconds left. Really can't run the ball. Has to throw it. And Flacco, for the second time, gets picked off on his own card. Short pass right. There'll be no points for Honolulu in this first half. That's dispiriting, demoralizing, whatever you want to say. As Jersey just takes a knee with Alex Smith to run out the clock. And it is 21-0 Rebels. Obligatory and good sportsman, good half coming forward from Joe. No response yet from Dan, who I'm sure is displeased with his team's performance in the first half. Joe mentioned that the luck is on his side. It's always good to do, especially when you're in a playoff potential upset. I suspect Dan is crafting a long response. Nothing too bad. Dan's won and lost a lot of games. He knows that this happens. The game's not over, but again, this 1980s era rule set, the old-fashioned rule set with Strat, very conservative. That's what they play in Battle Royale. Great job, Joe, is what Dan says, and I don't mean Flacco. Lots of laughs. 3 of 16 ain't going to win any games. So, yep, Dan knows what he's up against here. And we are ready for the second half kickoff. Omar Bolden deep, so he's going to run it out. Oh, he's winning 20-0. If it goes 9 yards deep, who knows? And oh my goodness. The kick is down to the 3. Bolden rolls snake eyes. 77 yards. I don't have the animation on because it was creating a out of sync situation, but Joe starts the second half, 1st and 10 at the Honolulu 20. I don't know how many people outside of Jersey are going to listen to the rest of this broadcast. It's 21-0 Jersey, early third quarter. Then they get the kickoff run back 77 yards to the Honolulu 20 to start the second half. And Dan wants to check and see if Joe is still there. Joe may be ecstatic at his result here. Looks like we're having a problem. And we are stuck. Welcome to online Strat Football. Every now and then a game will get stuck and you got to disconnect and reconnect, which takes about 15 seconds. But it's frustrating. As I now try to reconnect. Good time to check the broadcast box. Looking good. It looks like I'm in. Yep. No harm, no foul. The game did not delete the previous play or anything horrific like that. And Jersey does a linebacker, Jonathan Stewart, one linebacker in zone. And it's a 1-yard loss. It's D'Amico Ryans. More of a traditional linebacker. I think he's a 45. Traditional inside linebacker. which you see now with the split ratings. 2nd and 11 for Jersey. Let's see how conservative Joe goes here. Normally people say, oh, you don't want to go too conservative, but hey, this rule set up 21-0. Short pass Sammy Watkins against 3 men. Defender X incomplete. Richard Sherman, the 6, of course, deflects the ball away. I feel like this rule set, you're up 21-0, you got a good defense. Assuming your kicker's like 2-10, run the ball 3 times and kick a field goal. I don't care. Of course, that would still put the Hammerheads only 3 touchdowns down. I don't want to risk an interception run back for a touchdown, and it's just one of those cases where you have a good defense in this matchup. It's hard for Honolulu to score 24 points in the second half. Flat pass left for Robert Woods against the linebacker 4. 4-yard gain on the 3rd and 11. Flat pass from the 4 wide. And Sebastian Janikowski comes out for the kick. It'll be a 34-yarder, and it's good. He is 2-10. 24-0 Rebels as they get the quick field goal on their first possession of the second half. It's a 77-yard return. I just can't help but laughing. It's another kick to the 15 with another squib kick to the 15 with a 30-yard return on the on the opponent kickoff. So Honolulu has the ball at their own 45. It's the third time that they've had a kick return and started with the ball between their own 45 and 50, thanks to the atrocious kick coverage units in New Jersey. But doesn't look like it's going to kill them today. But let's see what happens in the next round, especially running into a team with a good kick return. And boy, off tackle draw, Terrence West to the right. Dan Nodes needs to get 1 score before you can get 2, 3, 4 scores. And he finally pops a short gain at West. He does have 9 carries for 68 yards, but a lot of that came in the first drive, which didn't result in any points. So down to 8 carries. I might still pop Isaiah Crowell in here for a little while. So you can do what Dan's saying, hey, look, I need to score immediately. So linebacker Terrence West, 2 linebackers there. Defense double teams Greg Olson. Dan needs his own card, gets a blocking back +1 and -1, a 1-yard loss. I mean, Joe has probably called run maybe 3 times this game at most, and now it's 24-0. But it's tough. You hate to call those draws, and the guy guesses it, and you're doomed. Especially a guy like West that has a nice guess right card. And Dan has been calling draws, just didn't call one that time. 2nd and 11 for Honolulu at the Jersey 42. Off tackle draw, Terrence West to the right, only 1 linebacker behind. Dan wants a 6 or 7 on his own card, 8 on the defense. Nose tackle, no gain. That's a kind of bad luck. That's not going to help you with your comeback. Dan had a nice last 90-second drive with no timeouts, but threw a pick in the end zone. He badly wanted the touchdown, but was hoping to come away with at least something. And had the bad misfortune to get the interception in the end zone. Flacco throwing 2 picks. 3 wide, 1 halfback shotgun formation. I think Terrence West was the intended receiver on that pick. I know he's the intended receiver on one of those passes. Short pass incomplete with 4 men. You see this good card with 4 men is very strong, especially when you have excellent defenders. And 4th and 11 Honolulu for the Jersey 42. Andy Lee will be out for the coffin corner punt. Let's try to avoid the touchback here, is what the Honolulu fans are saying. They're probably saying a lot of other things at this point. It was a 40-yard punt that went out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So for the second time, Joe's Rebels are pinned inside their 10. Was not too much of a problem the first time around, but that was at the 6. This is at the 2. Let's see if Dan shows blitz like he did last time, but doesn't have great pass rush. Stewart's got only 10 unfatigued carries left himself. Looking past Scott Chandler, 1 linebacker there. Defense calls run. Short gain on Alex Smith's card. 17-yard pickup. First down, Rebels at their own 19, 24-0. Early third quarter, they lead. Alex Smith, 17 of 24, 179 yards. We'll be seeing some D'Angelo Williams sprinkled in. Long pass, Randall Cobb. Defense double teaming elsewhere. He's covered by a 4, receiver incomplete. Defender extra long gain. It was a white die 4, but you still get a little nervous when you got a 4 on an island. Long pass, no man. Even guess right. Still get a little nervous. That was receiver incomplete on Cobb. It looks like he has only 9-15 because of that Green Bay underneath game. Short pass to Scott Chandler. Defense gets his run. 3 men there. Receiver complete for 10 yards and a first down. Jersey up to their own 29. Joe says, I am not going to just run when I can throw a short pass wrong or flat pass wrong. It's on 3 straight passes to start this drive, and there's only 8:42 to go in the third quarter. He's at his own 29. Short pass, Julius Thomas, 4 men there. Defense gets his run again. Receiver plus 15. Julius Thomas, 9 catches for 70 yards and a touchdown. The Rebels up to their own 44. This is a rough one for Dan. Linebacker Jonathan Stewart. Defense gets his right. 5 is no yards. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Jersey. This is our third playoff game of the opening round. I did not get to call the earlier 2. 2nd and 10. Jonathan Stewart is the running back. Short pass, Sammy Watkins. 3 men in zone. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Receiver incomplete on Watkins, who I think is a 1926 type of guy. Just from a quick look, 6'11", 15-17, yeah, 1926. That's the number 2 receiver type of card on a short pass. He might be 12-18. I don't think he's 15-21 deep. I think he's 12-18 deep. On his rookie card next year, you might get a 15-21 deep out of Mr. Watkins. That Buffalo offense, number 1 rushing attack in the NFL in 2015. And they might be signing Matt Slauson. Fairly troublesome guard spot. John Miller, the rookie, played there last year on the right side. I wonder if they sign Slauson, if they'll move Incognito over to the right side, which he's surprisingly in the NFL top 100. Number 97, I believe. He did play great football this year. He will be a 6, even though by most accounts he is a detestable human being. 3rd down and 10 for Jersey at their own 44. 3 wide, 1 halfback. Short pass, Jonathan Stewart, covered by a 4. And 8 is incomplete in Alex Smith's card. But Smith did a nice job in that drive, moving his team out from their own 2 up to their own 44 with a trio of completions. And Jersey will take it as they punt. 6:54 to go in the third, up 24-0. Marquette King, no block on his card, gets a 46-yard punt with a 6-yard bounce in favor of Jersey. And it's down at the Honolulu 4. Not what the Hammerheads needed. And Dan Morin not happy. And who would be? Down 24-0, late third quarter at his own 4. 13-3 season on the line against the 9-7 Rebels. But again, Battle Royale, all these teams are single-season drafts. So any given game, the 2 teams can be fairly closely matched in talent and certainly in the playoffs. Even though Dan had the 13-3 season. Long pass Calvin Johnson. Defense double teams elsewhere. 6 is incomplete on Flacco's card. So even though it's 13-3, 9-7, it's not as big of a gap, I feel like, as you'd have in a Somifa league, for example. And even then, you can get an upset in the playoffs, and it's only 1 game, and anything can happen. So, and I think these teams are even more closely matched. 2nd down and 10 for Honolulu at their own 4. Off tackle draw, Terrence West. No linebackers there. Only 1 linebacker behind. And 3 is a 6-yard gain for Mr. West. 12 carries, 73 yards. He only got 5 unfatigued left. It's 3rd and 4. Defense goes nickel 3-3-5. Joe pretty much just saying, hey, run through those Terrence West carries, and then we'll see what happens. Short pass at Dixon. He's properly double teamed. 6 is incomplete. I think it would have been incomplete anyway. I think Flacco was like a 7, 9, 10 type of guy. Yes, he is 7, 9, 10, 12. And it'll be a punt. And you can't punt it out of bounds from your own 10. It's hard to do that. A booming 61-yard punt to Micah Hyde. Already has 1 touchdown today. That is his own 29. And returns it 8 yards up to his own 37. So you can see Hyde's got plus 21, plus 14 on 5 and 6. And the defense has plus 5, plus 8, and a long gain on 12. So good opportunities for good returns for Micah Hyde. And of course, he had the huge touchdown. That was a big play in this game. The score was like 7-0 made it 14-0. But in this rule set, 2 defensive teams, in this conservative, old-fashioned rule set, you know that's a tough deficit when you have a defensive team yourself. Short pass, Sammy Watkins, incomplete by Alex Smith. I don't know why I was thinking Joe Flacco for a moment, but it's 2nd down and 10 now for Jersey. He's thrown the ball like every play this quarter, seemingly. Off tackle left to Jonathan Stewart. This time the defense gets his pass. Jared Veld here, the only good blocker, was a 5 on the line. Could not make the block this time and Stewart loses 1 yard. He's got 12 carries, 41 yards, 3rd and 11 for Jersey. 4:12 to go. In the 3rd quarter, they lead 24-0. This is my first game I've called in a while. Linebacker Jonathan Stewart. Offensive center +9 or +1, 1 yard gain. For Lyle, send him in to Sendelin. And it's 4th down and 10. And Jersey will punt. It's a booming punt down inside the Honolulu 10 at the 9-yard line. Eddie Royal, not a lot going on that card. Signals for the fair catch. He's not bad. He's at 6 is +9. 2 is +15. Well, that's actually it. Yeah, not great. The opponent returns are generous, +9, +12 in long gain. 1st and 10, Honolulu throwing 9. 3:18 to go, 3rd quarter. They trail 24-0. Technically, that's 3 touchdowns with 3 2-point conversions. Good luck with that. Terrence West in there again. Flat pass left to Golden Tate. Linebacker's only a 4. It's a 7-yard completion for Flacco. Ouch. Who is now a cool 4 for 20. 4 for 20 for 24 yards. 2nd down and 3. After the Hammerheads only gave up 243 points in the regular season. And they're not really equipped to come from behind. Terrence West is the running back again, blocking back formation. I really think you need to see Isaiah Crowell here. Doesn't matter how 20-0. Dan says, who cares? Probably. That's what he would say if you can hear me saying this. I don't think he'll be listening to the broadcast. I know I wouldn't. Short pass, Ed Dixon. 3 men there. Defense gets his pass. And Flacco hits a rare completion on his own card. On short pass, 7 is a 12-yard gain. The regular season, Honolulu gave it 24 points once, twice, 3 times. Only 3 times. And never in the second half of the season. Off tackle draw to Terrence West. Now, of course, 7 points of this was on a punt return touchdown. And another 3 points was on a 77-yard kick return instead of a field goal. So it's not like Jersey's been marching up and down the field all day long. Although they have done better than Honolulu, I'm sure, if I checked the numbers in terms of total yardage. 2nd down and 10, Hammerheads after Terrence West was stopped for no gain. He's looking at 4 healthy carries left. Off tackle draw to Terrence West. No linebackers there. And it's a 6-yard gain for West, 3rd and 4. Looks like Dan has committed to running Terrence West down until he's gone. And then maybe Isaiah Crow will come in. You can get a couple carries on the running on the fatigue level 1. It's not going to kill you. I think you lose 1 yard off of everything on the offense's card. Flat pass left, Terrence West. Defense gets his pass. 4-yard completion, 1st down. It would be almost an insult to say that Flacco is starting to heat it up because he's 6 for 22. It was 4 for 20. He's got 2 straight. Walking back one fullback, Mike Tolbert's in the game for the Hammerheads. Short pass at Dixon, covered by 4. Incomplete on the 8 on Flacco's guard. In our other action, the Dracut Middies, coached by Michael Stucci, defeated Tykes. Oh, what's Tykes' team called? Ann Arbor Otters or something, or Sea Otters or Fighting Otters. Or Fighting Sea Otters. They're Otters. I know that much. And the from Ann Arbor is 23-10. Linebacker draw to Terrence West. Offensive left guard 5 is 0. Rowan Foster the 4. Could not make the block. 3rd and 10, and we're in the 4th quarter. Honolulu at their own 38, 3rd and 10. down 24-0. Defense goes nickel 3-3-5. Terrence West has seen some passes thrown his way in this situation. Dan tries to avoid the double team. Throws to Calvin Johnson, who's double teamed skillfully by Joe. Incomplete either way. It would have been a must run, which would have only offered a little bit of help. But you never know. So 4th and 10. Honolulu will probably punt it. And then a punt to Mika Hyde from their own 38. It's a 56-yard punt that takes a bounce and goes 11 yards into the end zone. Touchback. You don't mind a 62-yard net touchback, especially when you don't have to put it in Mika Hyde's hands if you're the kicking team. I did call a playoff game, maybe even the Autumn Super Bowl, in which one of the coaches did an out-of-bounds punt every single play, but he had that excellent defense, I believe. Like literally excellent on the cards. I think on one of them, excellent good maybe. And he really had a good matchup against the other guy's offense. And the other guy had a very good returner. And he just said, I don't think he's gonna score me too much. I'm not going to give him a chance at a freebie. It's tough to decide to do that, no, in my opinion. I'll take a right for Jonathan Stewart, loses a yard. I think it's 1 out of 6 of those coffin corners still get returned. I'm not sure. It seems like more than that when you're playing anyway. I feel like, do the coffin corner, now the guy gets a chance to return it. That drives me crazy when that happens. But it's realistic. These punters are certainly not infallible. You can ask Tom Coughlin. He ordered the punted out of bounds. And the guy didn't quite get it to the sideline, so Deshaun Jackson returned it for like an 80-yard touchdown to beat the Giants in like the last 30 seconds of the game. And we got down one spectator. I don't blame him. 24-0 fourth quarter. Jonathan Stewart takes the pitch out for 7 yards. 15 carries, 48 yards for Stewart. But he has generated run calls by being a threat. As we're down to 12:36 to go in the game. In earlier action today, Nathan's St. Louis Rams were 11-5 at a very good regular season. Had just awful luck. Had one of those no luck games. Nothing I do is going to help me win. Turn the ball over left, right, and center against Dennis. I hate to see that happen in a playoff game. I thought that'd be a good matchup. I was looking forward to that. Nathan was the league's highest scoring team. Defense didn't play that great, 343 points allowed. But that didn't matter. Today was 41-21, I think. Something like that. But there was a punt return fumble right before halftime. There was a punt block, apparently. I think I saw at least 2 Tom Brady interceptions while I was watching the game, which wasn't a long time. So I think that Nathan probably had about 5 turnovers. And they weren't exactly, long pass, double team, 2 men in zone 7 each time. There was a flat pass to the 3, a couple of short passes on Brady's card, I think. Well, a couple of long pass rights, which anybody can get picked off on, but it was unfortunate. And in one of those games, Nathan really couldn't do anything to win the game because the luck was so bad. You hate to see that happen in a playoff game. Meanwhile, we've got 3rd and 5 for Jersey at their own 46. So we're going to have Dennis was only 9-7, had to win his final game to make the playoffs. So we're going to have a couple of 9-7 teams here advancing, barring a miraculous comeback by the Hammerheads, who are down 24-0 with 10:48 to go, and they don't even have the ball. 3rd and 5 for Jersey at their own 46. Short pass, Randall Cobb, plus 11. Now, Escondido is going to play Orange County in a matchup of guys who have been playing against each other for, 30 or 40 years. Probably closer to 40 than 30. And the Cooke Middies, the number 4 seed, 10-6. If Jersey holds on to win, which seems quite likely, the Cooke Middies will be the home team and have their choice of opponent in the semifinals. You'll have a 10-6 club and 3 9-7 clubs. You'll have Jersey 9-7, Seattle 9-7, and the winner of Escondido Orange County, both of whom were 9-7. Jersey continues to drive. Now they're down at the Honolulu 33. D'Angelo Williams runs for 16 yards on his own card. 9, guess wrong. And things just did not go on Honolulu's day today. You know, they ran the ball patiently with Terrence West the first drive. And then had bad luck, got down to around the 40 or so. Tried like his first pass of the game, like literally. And it was picked off. A short pass right on Flacco's carve was picked off. Jersey came down with a nice drive. Got a flat pass right, not a couple, but a flat pass right, 3 short gain for a big first down to bring it close to the end zone. Got the touchdown to make it 7-0. Then stopped Honolulu at some point, and then Micah Hyde returned a punt like 70 yards or 61 yards or something for a touchdown to make it 14-0. And Honolulu's offense has gone just almost nowhere since then. Two coaches noting that Joe Flacco has been really bad. I can agree with that. Honolulu has 8 first downs and 146 yards of offense to 324 yards of offense. And a punt return touchdown for Jersey. And the punt return was huge for when it happened also. Turned the 7-0 game into the 14-0 game. And again, this rule said defensive error, blah, 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 2 defensive teams. That's a lot bigger than a normal 14-0 second quarter score. And Joe added a touchdown later on in the quarter and with a long drive, I believe, and returned the opening kick 77 yards for a touchdown. Not a touchdown. For 77 yards to the Honolulu 20 to start the third quarter. Kicked it 24-0 and just now kicked another field goal. This time he kicks it deep. It's 8 yards in the end zone. Joe runs. Dan runs it out and gets 8 plus 50. Oh, I love that. Up to the Honolulu 42. I can't remember if Dennis won a championship with Janikowski. Now, we argued a lot in the preseason. This is the first year we've seen these opponent kick returns like, 50 yards for like Oakland and Carolina. And I said, my God, how do you kick off with a guy like that? Especially in the postseason when there's a better chance of the other guy having a good kick returner, so he's willing to run it out. But then it's like, hey, he's still a good kicker. He's still an upgrade. He's still better than what I had. Ugh. I doubt Dennis does great. He's better than me, so who am I to say? But I don't know. And also, it's autumn wind, and they got 30 teams, not as many kickers around, and you're going to have more holes on your team. Even if you have a good team, you're going to have more areas of weakness because it's a 30-team league. So, Dan pointing out, I think he made a mistake in his picking his opening round opponent. That is Dennis's little tool or gimmick in Battle Royale. Your home field advantage is you get to pick from all the lower seeds who your opponent will be. And I don't like it for myself. I feel like I'm picking the guy that's going to beat me, which I did. I picked Paul, and Paul beat me. I thought I had a great matchup against his team, but Paul's a great coach. This was a couple years ago. This year I didn't make the playoffs. First time in 4 seasons. But still, most of them guys make it every year, like Dennis and Paul. So, 2nd and 10. Does anyone care? It's 27-0. Jersey, Honolulu driving. Har. Flacco 7 of 26 for 51 yards and 2 interceptions. Not earning the big money that he's being paid. It's May 6th, and I'm looking forward to July and the release of the Strat Football ratings, which we can do shows around and talk about rookies and surprises. And then I suspect a few weeks later, I think, is when the file comes out. We're still looking at quarterbacks and running backs. Running backs usually the ones that draw the most interest and conversation because they're a lot more mysterious in how they seem to get carded. I will still broadcast the game till the end. I don't know. It was, I don't know. I can't think of a score that I would. Maybe it was like 57-0. Maybe I would say, okay, you guys can listen to the rest in silence. Joe, he's gonna be the only one listening to the end of this. I have listened. Well, no one. Well, Dennis has occasionally broadcast my game. Dennis emails me to call every single one of his games. I emailed him to call one of my games. And I set up the time that was convenient for him, and he missed like the entire first half. Oh, thanks, Dennis. I just called like 14 of your games. They couldn't get my game in. But that's all right. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Oh. And Jersey takes over on downs. They're on 45, 4:12 to go. The quicker this one ends, the better for all involved, including yours truly. I think I have a fruit cup over here on my table that I will eat upon completion of the game. Come on, fellas, no chit-chat. Run the ball. Full house backfield for Jersey. So your semifinals in Battle Royale, you're going to have Jersey, that's Joe Golden. You got Dennis, Seattle, 9-7. You're going to have Cooke, Mike Stucci, 10-6. He was only plus 12 in point differential. Look at that. Let's see, won a lot of close games. We got blown out when he lost. Or a little of both. And then the winner of Escondido, Orange County. I liked Honolulu in this game coming in because I thought he could run the ball more than Joe would be able to because of Joe's terrible offensive line. But I did think that Joe's best chance would be if he got a big return. But the Honolulu offense has just not been able to get going. Alex Smith had a very strong game. Joe Flacco's had a miserable game. Although, in fairness, I think on pretty much every single one of Joe Flacco's pass attempts was guessed correctly. Part of that, the 14-0 lead. Part of Terrence West not having as many carries as you'd like for your lead back. But he still's got a really good card. And Joe's got a good defense and called a good game. So a tough spot for Dan. The way this went down. You never like to lose your first playoff game when you're 13-3. I had a great team in SSFA a few years ago. And I had like Peyton Manning and Marshawn Lynch and a bunch of 5s and 6s on defense. I even had pass rush, which I usually don't have that much of. And I had like 5 turnovers in there. I was like -5 in turnovers. So one of CJ Spiller's great cards, he had like 2 fourth-quarter fumbles that were 1 to 6.8, and I lost both of them. And I had to lose them by 10 points to a great coach, John Madden, who's in Somifa. That was a frustrating one for me. He's in Somifa, I think, only now. Used to be in both. 1:15 to go. Jersey runs down the clock in their 27-0 victory over the Honolulu Hammerheads. The upset, Honolulu is 13-3, Jersey 9-7. But as I said before, it's not like a regular 13-3, 9-7. And even then, in Strat Football, anything can happen. So we have to congratulate Joe and moves on. And look, you have teams that barely made the playoffs now, and they make it the semifinals. But Battle Royale, look, all the teams are pretty close. Because everyone drafts just for the year. There's no benefit to drafting for the future. Because next year you draft again. So, congratulations to Joe Golden. 27-0 victor. And to him go the spoils. Tough break for Dan, who had a great regular season. And I think that's about it. I think I'm just going to wrap this one up. Not much more to say. Jersey, 331 yards offense and 20 first downs. Honolulu, 159 and 9. 159 yards offense and 9 first downs. Outgained by about 180 yards. They're outgained by 180 yards. They were -3 in turnovers. And they gave up a 69-yard punt return for touchdown and a 77-yard kick return to set up a field goal. So, I mean, every stat going against them. Except for every stat going against them. Tough break for Dan, but he'll be back. He's a good coach. So what he did in the regular season. So only one game. Unfortunately, it's an elimination game. And Jersey takes it 27-0. So hopefully I'll be able to call some more games. Paul and Rick are a couple of West Coast guys. I got a busy weekend coming up. I've got a nursing treatment tomorrow. I've got Mother's Day on Sunday. I've got another appointment next Tuesday with the doctor. I'm doing okay. I know people worry about me sometimes. And I'm still here, Joe, but I'm talking to the people. And which is probably just Joe at this point, because who else is going to listen? 27-0 post game. So hopefully I get to call that last game in the first round. I wanted to call a bunch of them. This is the only one I got to call. But hopefully I can call some semifinals in the Super Bowl. Certainly, we'll see what happens. So, thanks guys for listening. Congratulations, Joe. Tough break, Dan, but he had a great regular season. And we'll see you guys next time around. Bye-bye.